Hello and welcome again to another tutorial video of basic fishing. Now, as I said in my previous videos, a shock leader knot is essential to have, and I'm going to be showing everybody on how to tie an effective shock leader knot. Now, as I mentioned before, a shock leader knot is an important component to have in your surf casting, and the reason why I say it's important is that a shock leader, as the name suggests, it prevents your sinker from snapping off, which is quite important because the last thing you want is a disaster like the upcoming clip that I'm going to show you. Yeah. Oh, that went a mile. Woo! How did that happen? So yeah, as you saw in that clip, if you don't want that disaster to happen, always have a shock leader. Okay, so the first version I'm going to be showing you is how to tie a shock leader mono to mono. So, to demonstrate, I've got this synthetic braid. This white will represent a thicker line, and this black line will represent my main line. So, step number one, what I would do is make a loop, get a tag end through. That's step one done. Now what we're going to do is pass your main line through that knot, and I tighten that first, and then what I will simply do is wrap this around 6 times. Since this is a synthetic braid, I'm not going to be doing 6 times, but now I'm going to be passing that loop, the tag end through that loop, tighten it up as I go, and yeah, that is knot number 1. And the reason why I like this knot is that, one, when this flies through the guide, there is no tag end sticking out at the front, which will reduce the casting, because the last thing you want to hear is a big bang on your guide, and that's usually a bad indication that the shock leader knot is bad, and also your distance will be greatly reduced. So this is one reason why I like this. And also on the mono to mono, it's like an arrowhead, so it flies through the guides more smoothly, and the tag end also is behind, so that prevents anything from being caught. Alright, now that I've shown you on how to tie a mono to mono shock leader on the synthetic braid, I'll be demonstrating on how to do it on mono to mono, just so that people have an understanding on how it looks. This is the tough trace that I like to use for my shock leaders, preferably 60 pound, but for demonstration purposes I'll be using a heavy leader. So as you can see, I just did a granny knot here. Now I just slip that through and tighten it up, just like that. And now what we're going to do is wrap this main line around here 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now you just pass the loop here, and you tighten it up as you go. And now what we're going to do is cut off the tag ends. And that is how it should look. You probably won't be able to catch that on the GoPro, but I'll show you a better footage on this with my phone. So as you can see, that's a close-up shot of the shock leader knot on the mono to mono. And as I mentioned before, that profile is quite suitable for casting through the guides. And I found this knot to be quite strong and reliable. So that's how it's supposed to look like, everybody. And as I said previously in all of my other videos, if you don't get it right the first time, keep on trying. Because the last thing you want to do is make a mistake and lose a good fish at the end of the line. And it had happened to me before and it really sucked. So that is how you tie the Shockleader knot from mono to mono. But how do you tie a Shockleader knot with mono to braid? Now, as I said said previously in my other videos, I use an FG knot for my Shockleader knots. But I found that the FG knot was just too time consuming and too unnecessary, so I found this other knot to be quite effective. It's exactly the same as the Shockleader knot, except this one is called a GT knot or a Slim Beauty knot. So for braid to mono, like I'm using braid here on the Saragossa, I'll be demonstrating everybody on how to do it. And it proved to be quite strong because I was able to land several sharks with it with no problem. Oh, man, look at that. Finally. Check that bad boy out. So step 1, make a loop again. And pass your tag end once. Well, instead of once, you do it twice. Now, as you slowly apply tension, you notice that this has a figure of 8 shape now. And simply what you do is you pass your main line, your braid, through the figure of 8 when it looks like this. Now you just slowly apply that tension, and I'm just going to dress it down until it looks like this. And since it's braid, you can get away using a uni knot. And for this uni knot, I would wrap it around 6 times again. But since this is huge synthetic line, I won't be doing that. But and there you go. This is my Shockleader knot that I use for braid to mono. And because the braid is soft, it doesn't really matter. And this knot proved to be quite strong and reliable, not to mention way faster than having to deal with an FG knot. So this is one reason why I like to use this knot. And as you can see here on this Saragossa, that's the tag end of that knot that I did. But I'll do a demonstration again just so that people can get an understanding. Oh, and I forgot to mention, another simple way of tying this knot is that instead of doing this and passing your braid through the figure of 8, because some people may struggle with thinner line and some people may have poor eyesight, is that an alternative way is get your main line, sit across it with the leader, the Shockleader, and you simply tie it around. And as you can see, just as I demonstrated before, the figure of 8 passes through effectively. And you just simply do a uni knot again. And there you go. And that is how it's done. Now I'll just do a quick demo on how to do it with mono to braid. So as I've shown you before, slow application, and here is that figure of 8. And you just simply pass it through, and as you can see, that braid is going through that figure of 8, and you just simply tighten that up. Now you just gotta do a uni knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just do it like that. And that is all done right here. Easy as that. Now this is my braid to mono version. And as you can see, it's no different. The shape and the method is almost the same, except the braid method needs a bit more attention. But just like the previous version, it is just as effective. And it's faster. And I might even say well, I wouldn't say. I would say it's a strong knot to hold against big fish, whether it is sharks or stingrays. Now I hope everyone has learned a thing or two on how to tie a leader knot. And if you have, make sure to like and subscribe for more tutorial videos. And also, I hope everyone has been enjoying my other videos, and as I said, stick around if you wish to see more fishy actions. Again, thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.